Hey guys, welcome back to a video on Turbo's Garage. Thank you for joining the channel. Today we're working on my 2006 GMC Sierra. It's a 1500, not an HD. I wish it was an HD. I bought this truck about 2 months ago actually, just maybe a little over 2 months ago. And this was 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. I was driving and the pin that holds in the rear, like the axles go into the differential. Well, that pin came out and it got into the spline gears, like into the differential itself, which locked up the differential, which then in turn went through the whole drivetrain and fried the transmission also because everything came to a stop so fast. I then found out that the differential I replaced it with is junk. It's leaking through the casing. So that's where we're at on that. So not really what I had in mind on anything at all, but it's what we're dealing with. So I have to pull the rear differential back out as well as the transmission because I am putting a transmission also on it. And so I guess the only thing now is just to do it. So thanks for coming along for the ride. I hope you enjoy this video. Alright, well, we have everything there. Drive shafts are all out. Everything else is out. And everything's unplugged. The transfer case is now out. Now dumbed out. I made a little bit of a mess. I normally try and don't make any messes, but I did this time, so that kind of bums me out, but hey, look at this. Anyway, so and wouldn't that just be great to go through the top of that? Yeah. Anyways, so I should probably pull this out and get that since that's still dripping. But I'll just yeah. Anyways, Anyways, so we got transfer cases out, and so now we're just gonna roll that back. Kind of catch those drips just a little bit. And yeah, what kind of bums me out is you can see how red the fluid is. I had just went and changed the fluid in this before that rear differential went out. And you can see how clean it is on the inside there and everything. But yeah, it kind of bums me out just a little bit, but it'll be all right. So now we are going to drain all the fluid that is in the transmission, and we are going to, yeah, get all that drained out. That way it's not quite as big as a mess when we pull it out. So on to that one. All right, so a little bit of an update on this. After we had that draining for a while, I went ahead and heated up all of the exhaust bolts. You can maybe see back in there. There we go. All the exhaust bolts up there, or back there, and then all of the ones up there on the manifold, or actually off of the manifold. I keep stuttering over myself. Anyways, so I am just about ready to drop the whole exhaust system out. That'll make getting the transmission out quite a bit easier, because if I don't, then I will have to try to finagle the transmission around the exhaust, and that's just gonna be a pain in the butt. So let's take that out. All right, so I got the exhaust off and I pulled the transmission oil pan off. And as you can see, the fluid actually looks really, really good on here yet. But obviously, trans is kind of shot. And when I actually pulled the pan off, you're gonna like this. I pulled the pan off, and now this was all clean when I replaced the fluid. There was no metal shavings like you see right there. There was no, like, even right here. That was not there. And you can just feel the metal in the clutches in there. So, yeah. Also, you can sort of see sparkles there. The camera picks it up okay, I guess. But, yeah. So, that wasn't really what I had in mind, but it's not really good. And this magnet was also quite clean, and that's, yeah, absolute garbage. So, new transmission, here we come. So yeah, anyways, you can sit and look at this all day, but it ain't gonna fix itself. So back to working on truck we go. And just like that, transmission's out. And as I was doing that, I noticed some other stuff that will definitely need to be addressed. Anyways, so now all we have to do is rebuild this one, put it back in, call it good, because I'm totally thrilled about that. It's gonna be great. That's what I live for. Okay, so it is still the same day that we pulled this out. We got this back together. Yeah, it's been a long day, but it is ready to go back in. I have that dowel pin all lubed up, ready to go in, and this one here is also all lubed up, ready to go in. If it'll focus there. There it is. So we are going to put that all in there, and then I will probably pick up tomorrow because it is 9:30 right now, and so then we'll get the new oil pan gasket and filter in, and then we can get the gasket for the back of here that actually mates up. It's actually this gasket right here, but this one is, yeah, this one's not gonna work. This is brittle and it's actually torn in a couple different spots. So as soon as we can get that gasket in, then we can put this in and get the rest back together. So I'll have to get that tomorrow. But I think that's it. And then I can pull it out of the shop. But we will eventually have to get a new axle because, as you can see, it's leaking really, really bad. And it's mainly because of this hole right here that goes all the way through. And the actual axle actually just kind of crushed together because it was rusted so bad. And so the same with this side. You can see right there where it bent pretty bad, right about here, and it's actually starting to get pretty weak there. There is a small little hole starting right about here, but that's, I guess, what you get when you buy used parts. So we're gonna get a new axle, put it in here, and call it good on that. So I guess our next step is going to be putting the transmission into the truck. So here we go. This is gonna be fun. All right, guys. So it is actually the next day now. It was about 1 in the morning. The last video that I made of having the transmission ready to go back in, and so I was actually going to film a little bit of a update video, but I did not. But we did actually. Here you can see we did actually get the transmission up and in. It's just held on by 4 bolts right now. I need to, you might be able to see. There you go. I need to get that bolt the rest of the way in. I don't know, maybe you can see, kind of. Anyways, I need to get that bolt the rest of the way in, and as soon as I get that all the way in, then I can put the other 3 torque converter bolts in. And then I actually, let's see, what else did I, oh yeah, I need to do the other 2 top bolts. So I guess here we go. There's nothing else really to do. It's pretty quiet. It's about 55 degrees this morning. It's pretty nice. So I guess we'll just dive right in on it. Well, as you guys can all see, maybe you cannot see, I don't know. Maybe, hopefully, if I can move this here. There you go. That was a pain, but we got that one, that one. We have all the other transmission bolts in. We have all the torque converter bolts in. That was, oh well. I mean, it wasn't the worst thing ever, but I'm just whining because, you know, whining's fun. Anyways, so we need to we need to put the cross member in now. And this here is the transmission mount that goes on the cross member. And as you can see, it's, yeah, garbage. And funny enough, I actually found one of these here. And it was literally given to me. Like, he didn't want it anymore. So, okay, that's fine. So, I'm going to put one bolt through here, which is going to go up through here. And then I'm just going to, yeah, I'm just going to lift up, which will lift up. I mean, it's kind of heavy. He'll be all right. I'll figure it out. But I'm going to lift that up and then lift the cross member up and go boop right through there. So, yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Anyways, let's do it. Well, it is about 2 hours later since you last got any type of update. Mainly because as soon as I got that cross member in, I went to take the oil pan off and accidentally dropped it. And, well, let me tell you. So, a whole bunch of oil went all over the floor, so it took me a little bit to clean that up. And it also went all over my pants, so I had to go home and change. And then from there, I went up to the auto parts store and got new gaskets, as well as some fluid, and I got a transmission filter and a gasket kit for that also. And so I came back, put all that on off camera. It's kind of boring. No one really wants to see that. So I just got all of the other gasket off of the transfer case, and I just put this new gasket that I got here on. And so my next move is going to be putting that up into the truck. I got everything already up front. All I have to do is put in the transfer case, then front drive shaft and rear drive shaft, plug everything in, put fluids in. Should be all ready to go. So I'm ready to have this done. It's not like I don't like doing this. It's just this particular one's kind of, yeah. And I'm sort of in a hurry. I have to get it done today yet, before tomorrow, and it's already like 5 o'clock. So gonna hurry up and get this all done because I have to be out of here in 2 hours. So I'm hoping to have this truck out of here and driving in 2 hours. So I guess quit talking and get to it. Okay, so we have all of the transfer case fluid that needs to go back in. We have the transfer case in now after it fell on me because I don't really have anything to put it in. So I had it on the jack and then it kind of like fell over and fell on me. So I just had to like lift it up and in. Anyways, that was not what I had in mind, but transfer case is in, as you can see there. Just drained it of whatever fluid did not come out on the floor. And so I'm going to put fluid back in it. I already have the rear drive shaft up and in the truck, as you can see here. So I need to put fluid back into the transfer case, and then I need to put the front drive shaft in. Then I'll lower it down and I'll put fluid into the transmission. We're gonna cross our fingers and hope that everything works like it should. It was pretty nasty inside when I pulled it apart to rebuild it. So I'm hoping, I'm just hoping that everything works. So let's get that done. All right, well, it's been a long day. I'm very tired, but we are at the moment of truth now on the truck. Just start it and see if it moves. That's about all I got. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. Okay, so when it starts, so that's positive. Check engine light's back on, so I probably forgot to plug in like an O2 sensor or something. Yeah! It works! That's awesome. I'm gonna let it warm up and I'm going to, wow, that doesn't sound too bad. Well, I'm gonna let it warm up and I'm gonna clean up my mess that I made. So I'll catch up in just a little bit with you guys. All right, well, that's actually gonna do it for this upload. working on something else right now, so that's why I'm up in the barn. Drove for a couple days, truck drives perfectly, and so I'm just gonna call it good. I already swapped the rear axle on it, so that wasn't much to show, and I figured that'd be kind of boring to watch. So this is where I'm gonna end this upload. Thank you for watching, and there's a couple things down there, and there's a couple other things around that is I'm really excited for, and a couple of things. Just bought a new camera, bought a new laptop for editing videos, and so hopefully there's a little bit higher quality, and yeah, I'm really excited for what's coming. So stay tuned for another video here on Turbo's Garage. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.